welcome to my channel. I'm Elaine. Today I want to make a new cover for this book, for Falling for a Dancer, because it's a little bit sad. It's feeling a little bit worse for wear. It's starting to come away here. It's not too bad, but like I'm planning on rereading it over Christmas now, and I'm just concerned about it. And you know, it has a lot of tickets and stuff in it, but I do have a second copy. So what I'm going to do today, this one is like my one that's going to stay nice and safe. It's a second-hand one because the book is out of print and it's a little bit delicate in itself, but we're going to leave it alone, keep it safe. And then this one, which is the one that I use for annotation, kind of, all I've done is mark points that I like, and on this read I'm going to annotate it properly, something like what I've done with The English Patient, which is full of notes and writing and stuff like that. So that's what's going to happen with this guy. And what I'm thinking about doing for this one, because there's no spaces really to write and the paper feels a bit more delicate than the paper in The English Patient, so I'm a little bit concerned about those sticky notes that I have on it. Like these guys, I'm concerned the backs of these are completely sticky, so I'm a little bit concerned about sticking them into this book. Also, like, I can easily get another copy of The English Patient where it is difficult to get another one of this, although I have it already, so I don't need to concern myself with it. But you know, just in case, just to keep the book, you know, I don't want to damage it too much. What I want to do is kind of like with this one, I think of it as nearly making the book into a reading journal about itself kind of thing, if that probably doesn't really make sense, but it's like a book and a journal of the book. So that's what I want to do with this one, but I'm going to make it more of a journal, put on this cover, and then add some sections inside the cover for note taking and stuff like that. I'll probably take this off altogether and have this be my first page. And so what we're going to do this, I have some cardboard and I've taken my measurements of this. So what I measured is along the width here, along the length here, and then the width of the spine, and I've added on about 5 centimeters onto the width here and onto the spine, so that I'm going to make the cover just slightly bigger. So I want it to be a bit bigger here just for protecting tabs, and then I want a bit of a wider spine because I'm going to be adding things into it and it's going to be a bit thicker than this. So I have cardboard then to make my book cover out of, so that it's nice and sturdy and strong. Then we're going to cover this with some patterned paper. I think, like, I was thinking about using fabric, but I just don't really want to. So I'm going to try using patterned paper. So I'm leaning towards this pattern for it. So I'm not sure if the colours will come up properly on camera, but these flowers are quite a similar colour to this. So this is what I'm leaning towards. And the flowers and stuff have this nice vintage old world look to it, which is what this is. This is the 40s. So to do this, I'm just going to create 3 rectangles and cut them out, matching these sizes. So we'll just do that there now. Just to hide every frown, but so I used quite a light pencil, so I'm probably not showing up for you. So it's 180 centimeters this way, 115 centimeters this way, and then this section here is the spine, and that's 40 centimeters. So now I'm going to cut this out. You more now than ever before, but you closed heaven's door, so what? So here's our 3 pieces. I want to say as well, I'm sorry you're at such an angle, but it's the only way I can have the camera. So That's our book cover. 12 by 12 paper. It's actually a little bit small for this. Because I'm gonna have a space between these, like that. So it doesn't give me much to work with on the edge to wrap around here, but it's fine. I just have to make sure it's glued on quite well. So what I'm going to try doing is using PVA glue. So this is just some that I mixed with water in an old jam jar, so I could put a lid back on it because I won't use it all. So this is what we're going to try out and see how well it goes. Fingers crossed. Okay, so my idea is to use my glue gun to create those spine ridges that you see on old books. I don't know what you call them. These guys, to create those lines that you see in old books. I guess it's something to do with the binding, like when they put the pages in. So, okay, let's try that out and have a look wait for that to dry. I'll just put on the other panel while that is drying. So I'm just gonna have that there so I can tell where I want this one to be. Nobody else, dear. I keep remembering all the things. Right, this is dry now, and it just occurred to me that you will be able to see it because the paper is too thick. Anyway, well, at least it's not. It didn't crinkle. Oh, it did a tiny bit down there. You wouldn't notice. Good card though. Good paper. Okay, we'll put it on this section anyway, and I might just try pressing it in on the other side after I glue it down. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how well it works. Still I keep remembering someone that I should forget. Okay, so that's dry now, and I'm going to stick down this. I'm so scared of doing it. So I'm going to stick it down just on the spine, and it leaves a bit of room here for me to add a little notebook. And I'm going to use my glue gun for this because it's the strongest glue that I have. I don't think PVA glue would hold it in there. Fingers crossed it doesn't just fall out. Oh, I went a step ahead too soon. I should have finished this first. I'm making such a mess. Yeah, I should have finished this first and bound that onto that. I totally jumped ahead. Normally when I go to film like a crafty video, it's something I've done before, but this is my first time doing this. I'm just learning how to do it as I go along. Okay, so I've just trimmed this down a bit and then cut off the corners so it'll wrap around easier. Now I want to cut slits here. So this is this bit is like when I was recovering my Wordsworth editions books. It's pretty much the same thing. I like to use paper clips to make sure things stay in place for me when they're drying. Dude, I'm still struggling with this. That's how you learn though, isn't it? You learn by making mistakes.
What's the use? I believe dream that I...
And I'm also showing you what not to do.
How can they ever come true? I need you more now than ever before, but you've closed heaven's door, so what's the use?
So for this part, I think I will use one of these floral papers again that I was using in the Wordsworth editions for the same thing. And we might pick something a bit too much actually. Maybe we'll go for something plain. There's our 2 sheets of paper and we can glue them on now. I'll probably just stick them down again as well just to make sure they stick down nicely for me. I can't believe I put the book there so soon. I'm such a fool. Still getting a bit of cardboard there, but it's fine. We won't cry about it. Okay, that has gone down quite nicely. And like about now is when I should have put the book in. Now I just need to trim these bits off here and here. Okay, so we're going to leave that alone to dry properly, and I guess we'll have a think about what way we're going to do this part here where I'm going to have the notebook. I actually have a good bit of room to work with. I might be able to make like a small junk journal to go into it. So I'm just going to pick out papers to make a signature to go into the front of this. So I have loads of tea-dyed papers in here. Let's see what we got.
I keep remembering someone that I should forget.
So, okay, so we have some nice paper for writing, and then paper that can be, you know, we can write on the back of it, and then we can create some pockets and stuff. I forgot to mute the TV. I'm watching the movies that made us, Dirty Dancing. And I think once I get the pockets and stuff made, I'll add some inserts and stuff like that. But for the moment, I'm just going to cut these down to size and then put together a signature, a pretty small one, I think, and I won't think about the pocket until this is like completely dry.
Still I keep remembering someone that I should forget.
Hey, my battery is gonna die, so I'm gonna switch you off, charge my battery. I'm gonna make up my signature and then I will show it to you. And I think it's kind of late now, so I may not make this right now. I might make it in the morning, but that won't make any difference to you because of the magic of editing. Good morning. So it's the next day and our glue is totally dry. And this actually turned out better than I thought it would. It's probably not going to show up on camera. Can we turn it so that you see the... No, I don't think you're going to be able to see it. At least I can't see it on the viewfinder, which is kind of small. Can't see that one. But you can kind of see the, I don't know what you call them. I should have Googled it. The like ridges on the spine, those raised sections. So that came out better than I thought it would, so I'm happy with that. And yeah, that's totally dry. We'll just put that to the side for the moment. And here is the paper that I picked out to make my little notebook. So we have this with the cover, or for the cover, to stick with the flowers, and then the yellow and pink colors. So we still have this for our little cover. And then I just picked out a very small amount of pages. So that's it. And so they're all tea stained pages. I tea stained this one and this one last night after my battery died. Very small amount. Oh, actually I didn't tea stain them. I sprayed them with ink and water. So they're slightly different because I didn't feel like going through the whole tea staining thing. So that's what that is. Slightly different brown, but still pretty much the same. It's what I done was I put water into this tiny spray bottle and just like a drop of this ink in with it and just sprayed the back of the pages and left them to dry. So that's what we have for that. That's our cover. And then this one, I just love this green one. I think it's like an old wallpaper, and it's this greeny color I think goes really well with the tea stained paper. And we have one sheet that is like a bullet journal sheet. It's all those dots. So that's our little journal. Now, to put this into the book, I'm not going to put it into the journal the way you would normally, which would be to put a needle through it and you'd have the thing going, the binding line showing on the back there, because I don't want it to be seen. I could have done it onto the piece of card before I put this on, but I didn't think of, like, I didn't know what way I wanted to do it yet. So what I'm thinking of doing is we have some scraps of paper from when we made the cover. So what I'm thinking of doing is adding like a band here and something that the journal will just slide into. I do want to have a pocket here as well though, so I was thinking of using this one to create a pocket just here. I don't think the journal would really fit well into a pocket. But so what I was thinking of having a pocket here that I can have little loose pieces of paper in it, maybe a bookmark, something like that, into it, and then having the band here that this can slide over the two of them. I'm not sure if it would really work because the band is going to have to be raised a bit so it has room for the journal to go into. And what I'm thinking of about as well is how I'm going to do a closure for the book, because once the journal goes in, and if I have any notepads and stuff, it's going to make the cover stand up a bit. See, like that. So we need a little closure, and I will have a little bit of this left, probably not enough. So I was thinking of doing that, sticking it on that side, and then I could have, I have these small magnets that I could use there. I do have some other stuff. We could use some ribbon and tie it around it. Like this is a elasticy kind of lace. It reminds me of underwear. So this would be quite nice on it. You could just tie a bit on it. That would be quite nice. I think that's what I'll go for. But anyway, we're not there yet for the closure. Hopefully I won't jump ahead again like I did last night. I was tired, I think. Now that we have coffee, we should work better. Someday I will be an organized person, but when that day will come, I'll probably be in my 60s. That's so good. Now we make sure we're all where we want to be. And we're going to hold it down with a paper clip just to make sure nothing moves around. So this happened to me before, but I think I just had too many things in the signature. So I'm going to do 2 holes in this. Okay, so we have our lovely scrap pieces of paper, and what I will do first is make my little pocket, my like almost flat pocket. Okay, we leave that to one side to let it dry. Let it dry, let it dry. Where can I put this to dry? There. Okay, now we'll do some stuff with this guy and drink some more coffee. What I think I will use like these bits, so the scraps of paper from making the cover, because they're quite nice. Well, these ones are kind of boring, but we'll make something with them. They'll go in my box of scraps anyway if I don't use them at this project. But I would like to use these two just because they go with the cover and everything, so they will be used some way. I have all of these little cut-offs as well, these little tiny things, and these I can put in like corners like this, just gluing 3 sides or 2 sides like this, and then other things can be tucked in like that.
That I should forget.
Okay, my camera stopped recording at some point. I have no idea when, but what I'm doing at the moment is making a pocket. To go in the center of the book, the center page.
We do a few happy hours and then goodbye.
So So I just put together this little stack of papers, and I have to check the camera periodically to make sure it is recording. I think I'll make another cup of coffee. I just put together this little stack of papers. It's just 3 index cards, a little book page, a piece of card, and then some stamps and a paper scrap from, you know, just another piece of the paper that we used to cover the book. So that is what is inside there, and I will be stamping just a number on the bottom of these cards because I don't like them so plain, and they are going to live inside here. Oh, I don't like that on it when the paper is there. Hang on. Just turn it around and get its other pattern. So I've glued the 4 corners down on this instead. Are we out of focus? Okay, yeah, so I've glued down the 4 corners instead, and that's going to take a minute to dry. Maybe there would be a good spot for my bookmark. Oh yeah, I like that.
I try to smile and pretend all the while, but since you went away, what's the use? I try to clown just to hide every frown, but my heart seems to say, what's the use? I believe dream that I dreamed.
I've decided to add this to the notebook as well. I might actually put it in the pocket, and it's just like a it's based off a library card, so I just wrote it myself, so the writing isn't very, you know, nice. But since I've read this book multiple times and I will read it a few more times, I think it would be nice to have the dates on it, like when I have read it, and fill it in like each time that I read the book. So I think I'll put that in the cover with this along with the flower guy. So that's it. This is my setup from, I just took some photos and shot some B-roll. Yeah, I put my quill in it because I totally do all my note taking with a quill. Doesn't everybody? I'm going to drink this coffee before it goes cold. Every time I have coffee in one of my photos, I drink that coffee. I do not let it go cold. I like to take as many coffee photos as possible and then drink it. So I just stuck this journaling or this library type card onto the paper with the flower. So that goes in here. And yeah, I didn't make any changes to this. Well, I stuck an index card onto the back of that. And yeah, that's it. And so this slides nicely in here. I did go back and use my glue gun to stick down this, just to strengthen it, and I put a little bit of glue along the edge, just on top of it, just to make sure it doesn't budge. And I added a piece of coloured paper just there to cover up the cardboard. And I don't know if you could see when I was gluing this down, I only glued the edge on each side. I didn't glue along the centre, just to make sure that it can lift up when the book is open. And I took off the cover because it just looked, I don't like how that looks, so I took it off, and I much prefer that. But I haven't gotten rid of this, I just stuffed it in the back there. It lives there now. That can stay, there's no harm in that being there. So that's it. It's my new cover and journal for this book. I absolutely loved doing this. I would like to change the tabs. I think the tabs look so bad. What I could have done as well is just make this a little bit longer so that it goes to this point, to the top of the tabs instead of the top of the book. So I might do that with Far From the Madding Crowd with my next one, but I'm not sure. I do like being able to see the tabs. And I don't want this like huge gap. I don't want to have a huge gap between the edge of the cover and the edge of the book. It would be like quite a big gap. See, it would be quite high if the cover was to go to there instead of to here. So I'm not sure. I might try find some nicer tabs. If I get some like pale pink tabs, I think they'd be nice. Like there is pink ones there, but they're all plastic and it doesn't look great. We'll see what I can come up with. If you have any ideas, I would love to hear them. Let me know. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to eat one of these, not the whole thing. I'll have one of these with my tea, or my coffee rather. Thank you so much for watching, and give the video a like if you enjoyed it, or if you got some ideas from it, or if you have any tips or ideas for me. I would absolutely love to hear them. I love making things, and I love making new things and discovering things. It's just so much fun. So subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in the next video.